frozen when heaven extinguished the pyre. But one spark is enough to reignite a revolution. The Bone Shaker, our train, travels the rail connecting our two worlds. The last surviving remains of the pyre drives the heart of our engine. The gilded wing will stop at nothing to destroy it. But the champions of hell will defend what's ours. Because if we don't, there will be nothing left to defend.
Hi all, Kitamari here, playing Monster Train. So, this is the PS5 version. It includes the DLC. So, on Steam, for example, Monster Train goes for about $24.99, and the DLC goes for about, I think it's $11.99. But with the PS5 version, you will get all in one for $24.99. I just checked up on that. I was kind of curious, since I'm in this situation sometimes where I'm thinking about, like, do I get a PS5 version of a game or do I get a Steam version of a game, since I'm pretty active on both platforms. So I thought that might be helpful for some people. But anyway, jumping into Monster Train, right? I played it extensively on Xbox, actually. I don't even know if I necessarily played the Steam version, but I played the Xbox version, and I think they're pretty self-explanatory. Like, it's pretty much the same game across any platform. It just depends on what is your platform of choice. So it's really nice to see it on PS5. I have a... Gosh, how big is my TV? It's not the biggest TV in the world. It's like 40 inches or something like that. It is a TV that, when it comes to PC ports, right, games that are ported from PC to PS5, I can pretty much tell immediately, like, okay, how is the UI so far as the text and how easy it is to see things. And a lot of games falter, actually, when it comes to ports and stuff, but Monster Train is perfectly fine. Even the kind of commonplace font, I guess, is not really a problem at all. I'm able to pretty much make out everything. Everything is very legible. And this is a game, though, that is very self-explanatory at the same time. And as I'm watching this, and as I was playing it myself as well, I was thinking about how, like, Monster Train has some of the most easy controls when it comes to just being able to, you could play this in any way, sort of. You could, like, I mean, gosh, I'm wording all of this terribly. This is post-commentary, so, like, I'm still struggling with the post-commentary idea. What I'm trying to say, I guess, is that, like, another concern that comes to mind when going from PC to PS5 is how are the controls going to be? Like, are they going to make sense? Are they going to, are they gonna work out well? Because you can't really point and click at stuff, but you don't have to in Monster Train because there's a very limited sort of control scheme right from the outset. That's the way the game is built. I actually really like the way that the controls work in Monster Train. They are very free for anybody to get into. It's just really simple, really direct. Even though there's still strategy to it, there's still important choices to be made and kind of strategic errors that you can make in placing down your cards and kind of laying out each of your individual dollhouse-like floors. That's kind of how I think of them, even though that's a weird way to put it. So, very fast-paced gameplay. And when it comes to deck builders, right, Monster Train is probably, gosh, I want to say it's my favorite, but it's sort of a toss-up now between Dicey Dungeons and Monster Train. Those are the two that I think are two of the best deck builder roguelite type titles that I've ever played. That I really like both of them. And Monster Train has it's aged well. I mean, for 2024, it is a very functional, very nice looking game. Like the various cards and the various characters and the ways in which they're animated and how they look, everything is very clean and bright colors and nicely done cartoony artwork. So anyway, I mean, you kind of see, especially when I get to the bosses, that's where the camera can get a little bit dynamic, especially as you near towards the end and they start going closer to your crystal. That's one of the things in this game, is that you're trying to guard your crystal, right? So it's like a tower defense deck builder. You're placing down these units and you try to fill up the floors, but you have to be careful about like where exactly you place certain units, and you can hold anywhere from 1 to 3 per floor. And you'll also be paying attention to things like their HP versus their attack. It's all quite simple and self-explanatory. The heart icon at the bottom of the cards indicates their life, like their life force, and then the icon on the lower left indicates their attack power. So you want to have the ones with a lot of hearts towards the front, and the ones with more attack power towards the back, especially the ones that struggle a bit with their health. There are also some cards that can buff your entire team, and you'll definitely want to put those towards the back since they typically have very low health. So anyway, early on in this game, right, the gameplay loop is pretty much immediately satisfying and addictive and really easy to get into and become sort of entranced by. And something that stood out to me as I was playing this and as I was kind of mentally comparing it to other deck builders I've come across since. Now, you're not seeing it right now on the screen, but there's a lot of lore and writing and stuff like that. Now, you don't have to indulge in all of it if you don't want to. There's still a lot that's appealing about this game, even if you're not necessarily interested in a bit more writing. But the writing is there, and I found it pretty cool that this game puts a bit extra effort towards that. For example, there are random events that can happen as you're traveling between levels outside of combat, and these are very RPG-like moments wherein you'll be able to make a few little decisions and then read some immersive writing having to do with the storyline and kind of some background information. This is definitely an inspired game. Like, it has some ideas at hand here. So anyway, let's see here. The card variety, right? I didn't find it to be let me think of how I want to put this. It's not extraordinary right from the outset. I definitely saw some, like, I don't know, too many cards are repeated. That's sort of the name of the game, though. You kind of have to earn your way to more interesting types of cards. I mean, that makes sense. That's how a lot of deck builders work. But at the same time, I'd say that there are actually a lot of interesting types of cards to collect, and it just takes some time. So, oh yeah, these types of moments, right? That banner, for example, being able to pick between different units. There can be some really tough decisions and stuff here and there when it comes to things. So this is what I was talking about these sort of emphasis on having some choices to make here and there, and like you're not going to be sure entirely what happens, and there's a surprising amount of writing having to do with it as well. I like that. I like the little extra added attention to detail, and being able to make choices along the way is really nice to see. It definitely adds a bit extra to the experience, I would say. And see, what else do I want to bring up before I kind of close this out and just show off the gameplay? I feel like, let me think, this is kind of how do I put this? I'm sorry, I should cut this part actually. I guess I'm thinking yet again about what is the best platform to play this game on, right? And it's one of those rare games, again, as I was saying, that I feel like you could play it with a touch screen. You could play it on your phone. You could play it on a tablet, and it would be just as much fun, right? It's a well-made game, and it's a well-done game, and the way that it's laid out is in such a way that it could really be played anywhere in any sort of way. I feel like a Steam Deck would probably be the most enjoyable way to play this, or like the Nintendo Switch or something like that. But if you prefer the PS5, this is really great to play on the PS5. It's still really enjoyable to play. My purpose here is kind of judging the PS5 version here. I'm happy with everything about it so far. I kind of jump back and forth between PC and PS5. And this is definitely the type of game that, like, is ideal for the multitasking too. Like if you do like to multitask, or if you have like a reason why you have to multitask, like this is the type of game that you just sort of play passively while doing some other things, and you still are able to like really enjoy the experience and feel like you're constantly moving forward. But at the same time, if you did devote all of your attention to this title, it'd still be really, really fun. Still one of my favorite deck builders, so kind of one of the original ones that I had ever played, and I really like the character designs as well, and how they translate from cards to 3D models, and how we have this kind of 2.5D-esque. It's not really 2.5D, but it's kind of in between because of the camera angle. You know, it kind of gives a 2D feel, but anyway, really like this game. It is exactly as I remember it to be, addictive and rewarding. Even just a bad run still yields a little bit of something usually. And you'll see this towards the very end of the video, but there are a lot of encyclopedic type of things within this game. There's a lot to try to collect and work towards if you're a completionist. So anyway, that's Monster Train. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you later. Bye.